Go over there. Go over there.
Oh, hey.
And we're back.
Hi, everybody. Did we do
Welcome.
a live 2 weeks ago?
No.
Yeah, we did.
Or did we?
Didn't we? We
I
should
thought,
know
no,
this.
it was 4th of July. So we didn't.
God's sakes, we didn't.
So we took a little break.
Okay.
It was a little
That's why
holiday.
it feels so long.
Yeah, because it was.
Because it really was.
We rested for the holiday,
We did.
enjoyed. I think it's because we didn't feel like we could contend with that evening festivities.
With America's birthday? No,
Yeah.
we absolutely cannot. I mean, usually when we go live.
Welcome, Chad.
Hello.
First.
Hello.
I think if you're first, you are allowed to. You're grandfathered in, and you could say it. So, and then I am Geek Danny.
Danny's here. But yeah, we've got a lot going on. So I thought we went live 2 weeks ago, and it just felt like a long time because there's been a lot of life lived in the last 2 weeks.
No.
But I guess it's been a month since we've gone live.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's catch up on the last 2 weeks.
So the last two episodes that we had.
Go on.
I think the last one was the one that was the most exciting.
Yeah, because we had a guest on.
Yeah,
it wasn't just boring old us.
Yeah, we got to talk to Serena. If you haven't checked out that episode, go check it out. It's super, super cool. Like being able to talk to someone that you aspire to, aspire to just like be in that situation where just being able to have this silly dream actually be a job type of thing.
Yeah. Like,
and that's like the coolest thing is just like talking to people and just, even if it's like a slight glimmer of like intellect or some kind of, of that magic you could glean from it.
right. Even if it's not like, oh, that's how they did it. If it's more just like, oh, okay, well, it was hard for them too. So even if it's hard for me, like, I'm just going to keep going.
It's okay that it's hard right now.
Yeah. And so that it was a really fun conversation. Serena is just like a wonderful person to talk to. If you listen to the episode, I've been a fan of hers for like the longest, and then we became friends. And so it was really, really cool to talk to her. Hey, we've got some fun people in here. We've got Sunfield, we've got LaBeth. This is, yay. We get to hang out with our friends a little bit before the chaos. And
I know.
The chaos,
It's
in
a lot
the
of
middle of the chaos, I feel like right now.
It feels like it. It's been like nonstop. And for those, if you've been here for a while, you know that I started printing, and this is going to be kind of like we won't see it. You're not going to see it till Mosh.
No.
But I started printing a Rex.
DJ Rex.
A DJ Rex.
Not
Like an
Tyrannosaurus.
RX droid.
Yeah.
Because it's not Rex. And it started so long ago, it feels like. And it felt like this last month, so much happened.
It feels like 90% of the work on this droid happened in the last month. Like, it went from you were printing things in the background, and so there was work being done, but it was a lot of like passive work, if that makes sense.
We got to figure out how TL, yes, it was Living by Disney,
Yes,
Serena.
Living by Disney.
We got to figure out if it's like an episode or if it's a live or what, because I think it's definitely an interesting topic. Because one of the things that I did, and I wanted to make sure I did this time, is like print hours, just for the printing of it.
How did you track that, by the way?
Each of the files, you create the G code for it, the printer file,
Okay.
For it, and you drop it onto the machine, the 3D printer.
Yeah.
And it gives you an estimate of how long it's going to be. It's typically right on the money.
Right.
And I took all the pieces that I printed at least once and added them all up, just like on a spreadsheet.
Yeah, there are a handful of
And
repeats.
it was at least 900 hours of printing.
900.
At least 900 hours.
And that's for just like one of each, because there were a few.
Yes, there was
Okay.
fails. Because there was like at the end of the roll, or, it was...
This, I think, was your most successful print, though, because you didn't have as many failures as you usually do.
Well,
Not to call you out, but...
Well, no, because I think the thing is like, that's where it's 3D printing is kind of that delicate balance of like, of how much can I get away with, like with the least amount of printing and the most amount of, like quality.
Right. Real quick shout out to Jack Bridget.
Oh.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you.
It was very cool of you.
Yes. Thumbs up, Brent. For everybody that's going to be at Mosh, give us a thumbs up.
Yes. Yeah, good idea.
As far as
or give
filament,
us like a little...
I want to, and I'm going to have to go back and get that gig. Because it's like how many rolls.
Gotta go check those Amazon orders.
Yeah, I'd go back and check to see how many rolls it actually was. But yeah, the print hours is the biggest one that, got me. Now the other part of it is, again, this is where it's like kind of skewed because you could depend on the print quality. Some pieces I printed a little bit higher quality. Some of them, bigger. There's just variances from it. So, but got that all done.
Spent months and months and months printing it, and then the last month or so you've been assembling, sanding.
I know Anakin's hatred for sand.
Ugh.
And because there was a lot of sanding,
A lot of
And,
sanding.
my arms are just like sore just because it's, that motion.
But you did it. All of the sanding is done.
Yeah.
The painting, the
Well,
filling,
I-
the sanding.
It's one of those like, another, like it's never complete because I want more. It's just I had to find a stopping point.
Oh no, did Jack accidentally super chat us? Oh. Yeah, but I mean, you worked really hard on it, and for it to be like done and packed up and there's nothing else that you can, even though we literally just got home from the store to buy one last piece for him, like there's nothing else we can do at this point. What's done is done. So it is.
Yes, Brent. Like it is the bane.
But you'll do it. Like you will sit there and say,
well,
like I can't.
I think the thing is like you have to be in the mood or like in the mindset.
It's like a certain kind of torture to me.
Yeah. Well, because that was it. Like when I was in it, that's all I was doing. I was just getting piece by piece and just sanding, just going. I put my audiobooks on and I was just in that zone and I didn't get out of it. And once I was out of it, I didn't want to go back. So anytime there was like a little bit of sanding, I was like, nope, I'm going to save it till it's a big group of it. Yeah. It's the part that gets you too, and it trips you up because you're in that zone is like there's big pieces and then there's small pieces. So, and then there's like,
which is easier though, sanding a big piece that's like fairly like flat or like a little piece, because you think you'd be overdone like sooner with a small piece.
I like the bigger pieces just because you it's more of that, like you're getting that big overall like smoothness, whereas like the small pieces you're having to with your finger just kind of like
little bit
work at it to get it.
So I've had to do like the tiniest bit of sanding with actually what I'm doing right now, and I just like every time I have to slide something across sandpaper, I'm like like it is like nails on a chalkboard to me. I cannot stand it. So Hondo's in here. Oh good, hide what I'm doing with my hands. You're just gonna see me randomly doing things. Mike from Hondo Supply is in here. We have been feverishly working over the last week on last minute touches for Mosh. It's been a sprint. I'm still working on stuff. Like if I don't finish laminating these badges, then I will be bringing the laminator with me and we will be doing it in the hotel room the day before.
Yeah, resin. See, the thing is, like, resin is great for printing and getting those, like, really fine, like, those details. But one of it, like, it's heavy. So if it's something that you want to be a little bit lighter, and it's brittle as opposed to, a filament one. So I think that's the hard part is, like, I have some resin printed stuff on there.
Just a few pieces, though. Not that many.
Yeah, I have a small printer. So it was one of those, like, picking the detail pieces that I could actually get on there.
Yeah. But yeah, it was interesting. You were doing a puzzle today, basically. So we had to figure out
this last week.
You made him.
This whole last week, I've been like putting them together, taking them apart, putting them together, taking them apart. Basically like multiple times, making sure he fits in the box and all that stuff. So,
hey, Executive Milk, we have not seen you in a long, long time.
I know.
It's been years. Welcome. Thank you for the kind words. We're just hanging out. Brent is asking, what am I working on? Brent, how much time do you have?
Here, we'll do one of these. You get a little.
You can't see the whole thing. So we have badges made up for Mosh Eisley for anybody that purchased the VIP package. But there were some shipping delays. So it is all happening at the very last minute. So I have 2 big stacks downstairs that I was working on all day.
Exactly, Brent. Just shuffling Sabat cards.
That's what I'd rather be doing that than this because these are kind of hot on the fingers. But yeah, so it's laminating. It's not that exciting. But I figured if we're sitting here for a little while, why not get things done? Well, I can't be doing anything else with my hands. I don't know what to do with my hands. So the last week was spent working on getting Rex done from your side. And then also like, how do we transport a big droid across the country. So thank goodness for Prime Day, we were able to find like a big old container. And so you spent the day today figuring out how to pack it into this box. And so it's just been a fun little puzzle of like, how do we move him? How do we fit him in this box? And so I think we're at a good place. Hey, Brent's a VIP. Maybe this one is yours. Who knows?
We'll sign it on the back.
Big Sal is asking, does Princess and Scoundrel run Mosh Eisley? We do, in conjunction with a few other channels. So Hondo Supply is in here. He's one of the ones that runs it. A couple of the guys from Thank the Maker, and Dano from the Dano channel. So all of us collectively put this on. It's a labor of love. It's something that we really enjoy doing, and it's a cool way to force your friends to hang out with you weekly when you're talking about business. Oh, you know what I didn't bring up here? I didn't bring my little needle.
Don, is your DJ Rex full scale? Yes, it is full scale. We got to figure out a way to have the conversation.
I think I'm gonna have a whole droid episode.
Yeah, just a droid episode, because there's like not enough. It's kind of like the 501st, right? The droid builders, the different groups, and man, these files that the work that they put into these things is incredible. So it's like you could get to a certain point, and then you could take it to the next level, or just like these minds start coming together and saying, "Hey, I did this." It's the sharing, within the group.
Yeah,
it's great. So that's like the exciting thing is like you get to one point, you're like, "Ooh, I want more. I want to do more." And how do we do that? How do we figure it out? So, but yes, he is going to be full scale.
Definitely will not fit in one of those cat carriers.
Yeah, I'll probably take a video of like unpacking and packing, because this is where like a lifelong Tetris player has come in handy. Just being able to stack everything, and it looks like super professional. Afterwards, like I was like standing over it with my hands on my hips, like that was a good job right there.
Every once in a while, I would come in and like take pictures, because I'm like, you got to remember how you pack this thing, because we not only have to get it there, we also have to get it back home. So
it's like opening a gift, and you're like, how do I get it back in the box?
Yeah, that's what I think is going to be interesting. Is like, this is something we've never done before. We've never like brought oversized luggage. It's like oversized and overweight, but only slightly overweight. So I'm assuming you just roll up to the ticket counter and just be like, "Hey, man, put this on our plane."
Hopefully,
right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's the case. Which I think it will be. I think we will be just fine, but we'll see. So that's been a fun one. Do you want to talk about costuming?
I'd rather talk about our last episodes.
There's been much more progress on that. So we talked a little bit about having Serena on. That was really fun, because it ended up being a twofer. So we asked her to come on our show, and we've been talking to Serena for a while about her coming on to Princess and Scoundrel and chatting with us, and then me going and talking on
it's
her
always
podcast.
That's the fun thing, right? It's just of like ships passing in the night type of thing, where you're like, not this week, but next week, like just schedule's not working out or whatever. So it's like, it's just funny, because you're like, I can't, like I want to, but this, like,
yeah. Because I think when we ran into her in March, I want to say, when we were in Disney in March, we ran into her, and she hadn't yet launched the podcast, but she was like, "Hey, want to do something with you on the podcast?" I think she wanted to talk about Star Cruiser. And we kind of did. So I was on her channel or her podcast, and we talked about the Star Cruiser community, which was really cool, because it's something that's very like special to us, like everybody here, but it's not something that we've ever dedicated like an entire episode to talking about. So that was a lot of fun too. So it was cool to have two conversations with her, but they were completely different, right? So it's not like you listen to one, you listen to both. So that was really cool. And then we went on a big adventure. Was it just last week? Was it 2 weeks ago?
That was very an unexpected adventure.
Sorry.
No, so like if you guys have been y'all watched my stories. I think it was on Princess and Scoundrels stories as well. About a week ago. Well, I mean, even before that, I've been kind of keeping. This is the bad thing about collections, like
that
you know.
I was talking about our bigger adventure, but yes, this was
What's
a fun
that?
adventure too. We went to New York City.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, tell your adventure.
But so I've been. That's the bad thing about collecting is once you start, you got to keep getting them. Right. So I started collecting the Black Series helmets, and they've been getting better and better. At Celebration London, they announced the Scout Trooper one.
Right.
And I'm like, ooh, I'm super jacked for it.
And
I'm waiting for the pre-order email to like, hey, this is when you can pre-order it, whatever. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything for months, right? And typically the collectors, like the collector channels, like they'll have maybe one to review. And so you're like, oh, okay, like they may have gotten an early version of it, whatever.
Yeah.
But I started seeing a lot of reviews of it. And I was like, hold up. Wait a minute. I haven't gotten an email for a pre-order yet. How are they getting it? And then, of course, I text.
You got a guy.
I text Hondo and I'm like, what's up with this? And he's like, go to GameStop. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he like sends the picture of it that he got his. I'm like, how are they going to be selling it without the pre-order? Like,
they didn't pre-order. They didn't promote it.
No.
Like they didn't announce it. Nothing.
And so I'm frantically calling. I'm like,
you called people.
Yeah,
like, that's how serious this was.
I'm like, like, well, what's, I'm calling GameStop, like, down the road, further out, find one. And they're like, oh yeah, I think we have one. And I'm like, can you hold it? And it's one of those, like, they can't hold it, but like, it may be here when you get here.
Right.
So I'm like, crap, we got to go now. So it's one of those, like,
adventure time.
Kids to the car.
Get your shoes on.
But no, we made it out there and got it. And, but afterwards, there was that high of going on, like, calling it, looking for it. It's there, getting in the car, like rushing over there. So it was pretty exciting to do that. So I was like,
that was more fun than any of the other ones where you just like pre-order it and then it shows up one day and you're like, oh cool, that helmet I ordered a year ago finally came in. This one was like, are we gonna get it? And so
the hard part is like, I don't want to lose out on getting it. So it's like, I'm not gonna not get it with the potential of not getting it at all.
Right.
So I don't know. That was the adventure that I could recall.
That was your fun adventure. I had terrible adventures that day. So I had to go. I shared this in the Princess and Scoundrel stories as well. I had to go across town for a training for work, and that morning I got up and get ready, and I get in the car, and I even I had 15 minutes buffer built in because it's traffic and everything, and my car doesn't start.
It's a good helmet, Austin. Sorry.
It's your favorite helmet.
It is my favorite
at this point. Every new helmet is your favorite helmet, though. But my car won't start, and I'm like, OS, what do I do? And so I go inside. I was like, Steven, I was like, my car won't start. And so you jumped to the car, and I kind of watched you do it. But we've had this happen where one of our cars won't start before, and so we just jump it, and then it's fine, and it's fine for a while.
I feel like, and you all could chime in, but I feel like the newer cars that have that proximity key, the batteries tend to go out faster.
I have no idea.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think that's just my feeling of whenever it's those type of key fobs, they tend to go out faster. But I don't know. That's my thought. But anyways, so
my car doesn't start. So you jump my car. I text my coworker. I was like, hey, park next to me in the garage because my car may not start when I need to leave. And they're like, okay, cool, I got you. And so I do my training and I go to leave because I was trying to drive back home between meetings and my car doesn't start. I was like, well, I should have expected that. I was so optimistic. My boss was at the training too, and he was like, "What do you mean? You think your car is going to miraculously start?" And I'm like, "It's happened before. I'm optimistic." And he's like, "Your car's not going to start. It doesn't start." Long story short, my coworker who parked next to me, their battery ended up being in the trunk, and then they had to like jet real fast when it came time to actually like hooking up the battery. So I FaceTimed Steven, and I was like, what do I do? Which one goes where? And I know you don't make them touch. Anyway, I jumped my car successfully. There may have been some drama involved, some yelps, but I got it done. So I jumped the car, had to go take it, had to go buy a new battery, was what it was.
Yeah.
I know it's fine. But yeah, so we had that, and I was kind of like, I got home, and I was just like, it was literally 100 degrees here. And so I'm having to like figure out how to jump a car. I'm already sweaty because I'm having to figure out how to jump a car, and then I have to do it. And it's hot. It is hot right now. So I get home and I'm just like, I was so annoyed. And then you were like, the Scout Trooper helmet. We have to go.
Priorities.
I mean, but it was so much fun. It was so fun to have like a fun adventure in something that we don't normally do. When I had already had like a bad day, so you turn the day around for me. I appreciate
Welcome.
that. But our actual big adventure, not just driving to the GameStop and buying a helmet, we went to New York kind of on a whim.
Yeah.
I mean, we went, we had like 2-3 weeks notice.
Yeah. I mean, it was about 2-3 weeks. Yeah.
It was some notice. So it was, our friends Justin and Naomi Sonfield are on here, and we were just chatting in text one day randomly, and they were like, "Hey, do you have plans the weekend of July 6th, I think it was?" And we're like, "Nah, not really." And they're like, "You should come up. Come
Well,
hang out."
I think the other part of it was Adam and Ryan were playing.
So that, yeah.
So I think that was kind of the center around it. They're like, hey, they're playing, come up and we could watch them type of thing. So
right. So Story of the Year is opening for Yellow Card right now. They were going to be in New York that weekend, and we it just, the stars aligned. We weren't doing anything. They were like, "Yeah, come up, come hang out." And so we went up there, and it was really cool because our kids got to hang out. We got to go to Beast Burger, which was kind of a highlight.
interesting. Yeah.
I thought it was a really good burger.
Yeah. I mean, it got us. So we made smash burgers like the next, when we got back home.
Yeah, we did.
Like, oh man, these are pretty fun to make.
But yeah, so Beast Burger is in this place called American Dream, which is this massive, massive mall, which Sunfield was giving us some background on. It was like, it's a mall that's been like 30 years in the making, but it is humongous. Like
It's
a destination, not just a mall.
I think the thing is like the mall, it's a hard thing because like malls aren't what they used to be.
No.
Right? It doesn't seem that way.
Right.
This place has like a ton of stuff where it would be. And I think the hard part for this mall is it's kind of like out in no man's land. So you can't just like pop over and just go take a walk through the mall.
Let's go to
like
the mall.
Yeah. Mall rat style.
Like we used to be.
I know.
Back in the day. But yeah, so it was fun because it was a huge mall. They had like a theme park in there, a water park, a ski slope. They had all kinds of stuff. I don't even think we explored all of it. And then they had just a mall.
Yeah.
So we did, I keep calling it Mr. Beast Burger. I think it's just Beast Burger. I'm trying to be cool about it. But yeah, so we did that. We did a little bit of shopping, and that took up the first half of our day. And then we went out with friends to go see Yellow Card and Story of the Year.
Yeah.
So that was a cool day. And then the last day we spent being tourists.
Yeah. Just look at New York and.
Yeah. And it was kind of like weird weather. Like it was hot, but I think it was about to rain.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was a good time. The kids got to see Times Square and everything. Like they've never been to New York before, so it was exciting for them. And we lived on a boat for 3 days. I was so worried about staying on a boat for 4 nights, because I think I have motion sickness, but I think maybe now I don't. I think
you
that's
just
been
tell
proven
yourself.
wrong.
Just tell yourself that you haven't.
I think that's something I like to say as an excuse. Oh, I've got motion sickness. Sorry, I can't do that. Because apparently I'm fine. So who knows?
Yeah.
I was totally fine on that. But then the other thing is on Friday night, we got to do this cruise with a bunch of like people from the Star Wars community. That was a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful weekend.
I think it was just a cool evening of being able to like see, the sights and stuff like that.
Yeah, we like sailed right by the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Like right by the Statue of Liberty.
That was super cool.
And then we sailed right along the island of Manhattan. It was like, who gets to do this? Justin Sunfield, that's who gets to do this. And us, one random weekend in July. But it was a great weekend. I miss being on like a vacation like that, where it was just like, that was true. Like truly that was our first like vacation in a long time, because when you work as a travel agent or like a podcast that talks about travel destinations, that's working for us, is like going to Disney World and like seeing the new things and documenting them and doing all these things and just kind of researching and why are they doing this way. And like, this was just like a trip. Like we just went to go visit friends and just hang out.
Yeah.
And that's something we haven't done in a long time. But that's a great segue, because this week we are going, and it's so weird to call it work, but we are going to work in California for Mosh Eisley. And so it's jam-packed. So there's been this running joke in the text thread between me, you, and Dano, because we're going, and so we're like, well, while we're in California, we should go to the parks.
I think that's the hard part, is like whenever you're going anywhere, right? You want to get the most out of your time. Yeah. So you completely overbook yourself for what, you have planned. Right. Or you try to plan like down to the minute. So that's where you don't get to relax, because you're planning like, okay, from 9 to 9:01, I'm doing this. 9:01 to 9:10, I'm doing this.
When you say you're doing this, do you mean me specifically? Because I don't write out the itinerary. I just plan all the things and it lives in my head.
I think the thing that's funny is when there's the idea of, wouldn't it be cool if you could, and you're like, okay, done. We're going to put it in right here.
I know. Okay. So we've had a few of those. So let's do full transparency on this trip. So plan on going to Disney parks for a couple days, or to the theme parks for a couple days. And then we're going to San Diego, but it's like packed. And so it was just going to be like 2 days of parks. We drive to San Diego, and then we've got our Mosh Eisley and our convention stuff after that. But then even just with that, Dana was like, Sarah, you're overloading the schedule. You need to chill out. Like, there's too much going on. I'm like, okay. I'm not going to, but okay. I'm like, but I won't add any more, probably. But then Dano's the one that comes in. He's like, hey, so I got invited to this party. Do you guys want to go? I mean, I'm not going to say no to a party. So I'm like, sure, but let's just recognize that you're the one that's adding to the schedule here. So it's just become a joke. But then on top of that, then he added another party on the same night. It's like,
I mean, that's Dano. He's ready to party.
So that is the reason why we are,
Brent, don't say that.
We have surprise, matching outfits that we're wearing to one of the parties. At least one of the parties. We have to figure out the logistics, but I think at least one of the parties we were wearing matching outfits too.
We'll see.
And that wasn't even my idea. Shockingly, I love a good romp, but apparently I'm not allowed to say romp anymore. We have to say a tux. Okay. So I wear tuxes now.
Yeah, look, here's, I don't know if you guys are Turtles fans. Like right now, the house, we
stand a turtle in this house.
Yeah, we're all in for Ninja Turtles, the new movie.
Like our daughter is like surprisingly like so jacked.
Yeah.
Every time a trailer comes on, she's like, shh, shh.
Everybody be quiet.
But yeah, so you've got on a Roosevelt's, but it's like, I don't know if you could tell the pattern. It's like, it's not a repeating pattern like most of the Roosevelt shirts are, but it's like the classic.
It's the comic book pose, like on the rooftop. So it's subtle because it's like a black and white picture in general.
It looks like an abstract pattern, but it's actually the turtles. So Just bought the figures. I think I'm the only one that's bought toys from the new Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I saw them and I was like, I need them. And then
Well, we pulled out the other ones because they were the baby turtles.
they were like, yeah, they're like little
And
baby
so we
ones.
had gotten back in 2015,
14.
that series, they had a baby version too.
And that was for the Nickelodeon cartoon version, not for because at the same time is when the Megan Fox movie came out.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Remember that? But yeah, we got
Nice.
oh, nice. Kurt, you owe me an email. Check your emails. I have something that's due for you in 2 days. So check your emails for a 60-day email. That's awesome though. I bet our kids could convince us to get a turtle. If anything, it would be a turtle. But yeah, it's been all, we bought our tickets. Like that was the other thing. So because we went and bought your Scout Trooper helmet in person, the tickets for Ninja Turtles came out. They're on sale now. And we were like, should we go to the movie theater and go buy them? Which was a bigger pain than it, but I was also being cheap because they wanted to charge like $7 to buy them.
Yeah.
Like an online processing fee of $7. I was like, that's a whole ticket. So I was like, I'm going to the movie theater. So we all went to the movie theater and bought them. But yeah, that was fun. So we've got our tickets are secured for it, which it's only like 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
I think like 2 weeks from today. We're constantly busy. This is just
It's life, huh?
it is what we live in. Speaking of which,
Oh,
let's start a fight. Click that comment. Which is the best turtle and why is it Donatello? We actually were having this conversation just the other day. Our kids were like, what's your favorite turtle?
and so I kind of went at it in reflecting life, right? When I was
A young boy.
when I was younger, Leonardo was like the leader, right?
Yeah.
He was he had the katanas, he was the cool one.
Throw a poll. I don't even know if we know how to do a poll. Oh, is the plus button down there? We can do a poll. We don't have a keyboard. Oh, Steven's gonna go get a keyboard. Ugh. We've never done this before. This is our first poll, which is very fitting that it should be turtles. All right. Favorite turtle, best turtle. There's a difference, right? You can respect the best turtle. Leo. I'm not typing out all of them because...
It only lets you do...
Does it only let you do 2? Scroll down.
Oops, sorry.
Ah! We're working on it.
So,
Click
I'll
on
let
it.
Sarah do that.
Okay.
So, I'll talk right here.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was kind of looking at it more of the life cycle because originally it was Leo. Then I kind of went to Raph, where it's like more my rebellious phase of just kind of doing what I want to do. Then I went to Donnie because Donnie was like the underappreciated turtle. And I think now I'm more of just a Mikey, just chill, have a good time. So I think it's just...
We're going to do a head-to-head. We can only
Okay.
do 2 options.
Oh, I think it's like a yes or no type of thing. So,
What do you mean? Oh, okay. But I'm going to do it like this.
okay.
Does that work? Ah. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then we can narrow down from there.
We could have done one poll of a
But
head
who
to
do you
head.
pick? So this way we pick, I just grouped Leo and Raph and Mikey and Donnie, and then we can do a head-to-head from there.
Yeah.
So you pick your favorite pair of turtles.
And then they face off.
Yeah. It's a tournament of turtles. A turtlement.
That's what I'm saying. A turtle. Like a little bracket, turtle bracket.
Oh. Turtle bracket.
But yeah, I mean, we've been watching the old movies and getting them caught up on it. And
So I think it was Kurt was saying that they had a turtle as a kid. Toka. Was Toka the one from the first movie?
second movie.
Second movie. But we watched that one.
Yes.
Okay.
And this
That's where you were
for
still mad,
my
right?
other turtle turtle buddies out there.
Your turtle team.
My turtle team. Were you, when you were watching the movie, disappointed that there wasn't Bebop and Rocksteady as opposed to Toka and Razor? Because I know I love them now. Like, now that's just part of my history. But I was, well, because I mean, the thing is, when it first came out, I was so disappointed that it wasn't Bebop and Rocksteady.
Right, because you were expecting that.
I wanted that. Then the fact that it was this Toka and Razor, like, I didn't know who they were. Like, and then the snapping turtle was Slash, so that wasn't the right name. So it was like just confusing to my little brain. Oh. But now,
so were Toka and Razor, were they in the comics? Because I didn't read the comics. I only read.
Not from what I remember from the old one. No.
Yes, we're talking live action turtle movies.
Secret of the Ooze.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
And then Vanilla Ice.
He had, I counted them. We were watching it. He had 3 dance moves. 3. For that whole, like, it was like a 10-minute
you know what
segment.
We were watching it and I was like, hey, this kind of feels like a Mosh.
I know, you were like, we should have turtles on stage. Last year at Celebration,
I was like, imagine like a full-on like duel, like in the middle of the dance floor.
Yeah, they weren't comedic relief. They were.
But they kind of were.
Were they though?
Because they were like,
they didn't fall for those
babies.
They didn't fall for the donuts. Like,
they got one though.
The ritualistic donuts before fighting. Here you go. I'm so excited for this new one though, because the animation is really cool. It's got like all the characters. It's got amazing cast.
Now, as far as
it's got actual kids.
Turtle stories. The most recent series that had come out, it was not most recent,
it was like 2014.
Yeah, it came out a while ago, but
that wasn't the most recent though either.
What do you?
Because remember, didn't they had another iteration afterwards? It was like Mighty Morphin, where they just like right after.
I think it was still continuing that story.
Oh, they looked different.
The last one, the last series was Last Ronin, so that's kind of like post the 4 Turtles. And so I think that story's going on. But if you want a turtle story, that is like a great. I've gotten through a lot of it, and then when you have to restart it because you like, what did I read? What haven't I read? So I've read it a couple, like the beginning,
comics.
the comic book, the comics. That's a really good one. The IDW one. It's super good. I would totally recommend it. So
totally recommend it.
Yeah. Real punny over here.
You're about to get sick of me. Well, last year at Celebration, there were Ninja Turtles, like full-blown like, live-action Ninja Turtles dressed as Jedi.
I don't know if you remember this. The Turtles had like a kind of like a Disney on Ice type of a show, like concert show, that they would go out. They were all like rocked out, and they were like on Oprah, and they were like, it was a weird, yeah.
Do you think those costumes still exist? They're probably like deteriorated, right? They've been made out of foam. Where do you find time to do this stuff, watch things, and read stuff?
Look, one eye's doing one, like my eyes are doing one thing. I'm reading that. I'm listening to another. My hands are doing something.
Multitask constantly. I'm literally live streaming and making badges for Mosh right now. Like when I'm in meetings, I'm making badges, like things that I can repetitively do, folding laundry. Like we just multitask. Yeah. I think because we have to, because we sign ourselves up for all of these things. But it's because we love to do these things. And so if you really love to do it, you find the time to do it, and you just don't sleep. That's the real secret. We don't sleep very much. That kind of reminds me of, I was watching a clip of, it was Mr. Beast was, and if you're into the content creation, or if you're into like the YouTube kind of idea of content creation, if you watch Mr. Beast, awesome. If you don't, that's great. But there's something about what he does in this
realm that's just like amazing. And he's like figured out how to do it. And, you know, with like millions and millions of subscribers. But I was watching a clip and he talked about that he wanted to watch Naruto, the series, the anime.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
It's taking you like...
Well, no. He wanted to watch the whole thing, but he had to figure out he felt he was wasting time by just sitting there and watching it. So how would he be able to make videos by watching it? And if you recall, back in the day, he did a video where he was just counting till like 1 million or whatever. So he was watching the anime while he was counting. So he was making a video while he was counting. So that's what he was like in his mind, like he was doing 2 things at once. And because like he's just in that mindset of, you know, that time can be wasted.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting. I mean, I feel that way too, because like that's how I watch shows. I've been watching Suits of all things because it popped up on Netflix, and I was like, I need something that I don't care too much about, but I can have on and like follow along, but I don't have to be like, wait, what did they say? Wait, what did they say? Wait, what did they say? And so that's what I've been doing. I've been watching Suits, and it also helps me kind of focus because there is some kind of background noise that's keeping me from like checking my phone or checking my texts because my phone is occupied now. So then I just sit there and I work.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been working late hours.
Especially lately.
Especially late. I don't think I've stopped working until after midnight. I started a new poll between Mikey and Donnie. But Donnie's winning, which is surprising.
Donnie's you gotta say.
Are we gonna rank our turtles?
What was the last poll?
I think it was like 68% Mikey and Donnie. So then whatever the difference is. So Mikey and Donnie won the last one. So this is the final Turtlement of Champions. That's what I should have called it. Do you want to? So you already gave your turtles. Do you want to rank your turtles?
No. They're all the same to me.
Aww.
I love all my turtles the same.
Oh. That's very, very nice of you. Let me tell you who I don't like.
Well, no, I think the thing is like there's aspects for each of them that you could find points in and flaws in. And I think that's why like each iteration of them becomes more flushed out.
Yeah.
Of the turtles. So.
But I think that's kind of why they fit those archetypes too, because like I am not a Mikey. I am not a fun person. I am not like comedic relief. I'm not the jester. I'm not the party person. But I want to be, and so I admire him for that.
But I think the part that Mikey plays also is he's that emotional.
And he's the compassionate one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's where you're not the party dude, but you could be like the hey, that's
Yeah. But like Donnie, like he's, what is it? He's good with machines. Is that what they say in the theme song?
Yeah.
I'm not good with machines, but he's analytical and he can sit there and like objectively look at a situation and say, here's what we need to do next.
Yeah.
And he's very logical. And so I appreciate Donnie for that. Raph.
He's the hothead.
He's emotional.
So
he listens to his heart. You know what? And that's something to be admired too. But then Leo's the leader. Leo in charge. So,
but again, the comic book, they kind of go, because typically it was Raph and Leo that would always be bumping heads. And in the comic book, they kind of made Donnie that, the one bumping heads with Leo. Like they didn't really agree.
In the comic book?
Yeah.
Oh, that's surprising.
Yeah.
Splinter just reigns supreme.
Yeah.
He's so wise.
And
then as you become a parent, you're like, yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense why you're yelling at them all the time. Hey, Peter's here.
There you go. All right, we're about to head.
Oh my God, we're not even talking about that too. Hey, Peter, what are your plans tomorrow? I keep meaning to text you. Or Thursday. I will text you. Because there's new stuff at Batu. So we'll get to Batu in a second now that Peter's brought it up in the chat. We're going on a good day.
Yeah.
But they're all good. That's the thing, is I think you can relate to all of them. I think Michelangelo is the most entertaining of them, though.
I think the coolest fact that, like, at an early age that I feel like I caught on early without knowing was when the comics were out. You know, I'm thumbing through. When I'm young, I wasn't like going serial like one episode, you know, comic 1, comic 2.
You
But
just look at which one you think is cool.
yeah,
and then
I'm just
flip
picking
through
one
it.
and going through it. Or like, you know, that's the one I get. But it was early on that I caught on that it had a lot of similarities to Daredevil.
Which is what Bob was just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it
right-
really?
right
Like
there.
how?
So basically, Daredevil's Matt Murdock, when he got the stuff, you know, his story is he's walking down the street and some kind of canister knocks down and gets in his eyes.
Is it ooze?
It's like an ooze.
Ooh.
And that's the turtle's side of it. It was the ooze that got in his eyes, and then it dripped down. And
Like literally, Daredevil and the Turtles were made at the exact same time.
well,
Like Matt Murdock is walking over a grate.
Eastman and Laird like drew a lot of similarities from Daredevil because
okay.
like in Daredevil, their bad guys are called the Hand, and Turtles
The
the
Foot
Foot.
Clan.
Yeah, and then
okay.
the weapons that like Daredevil uses are a lot of, you know, size. Like Elektra uses size.
Yeah.
Daredevil has like a bow staff, but that kind of breaks down into like nunchucks. And, you know, katana, like the katanas is just a
I don't know
Eastern
too much
weapon.
about.
So it was, there was a lot of
Daredevil.
similarities, and it was one of those things I caught. Like during it was like I was in on the
Like you weren't clued into it beforehand. You were just like, wait a second.
yeah,
Oh, that's fun.
So-
That's fun when you discover those things on
and it
your
was
own.
pre-internet, so there was not like a hey, you know, did you know this was connected type of thing.
Daredevil's taught by Styx, while the Turtles are taught by Splinter. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so they just kind of like ripped it though.
Let me see. So
Galen is here.
I know Galen.
Ken and Shar are saying Batu West is the best. I mean, Ken and Shar are actually going to be visiting both.
Who was the
So,
best bad guy the Turtles fought against? I'm trying to think of which story I was most like involved in. Like I watched all the movies.
Yep.
So, you know, again, Shredder. The comics, the old comics, the original comics, I didn't go through a whole bunch of them. The more recent one, I went through that one. And it was... The coolest one was when, you know, I guess it's when Leo was brainwashed by Shredder to fight against the Turtles. Like, it was super cool because he was like like just the badass, you know, ninja. So
I don't like that though. I don't like when it's like there's clones, there's two of you. Which one's the right one? That makes me sad. But I mean, it makes for a good story. But it's also those are the hard ones where they hit you in the heartstrings.
yeah.
Galen's been silent due to a Hogwarts game addiction. Should we tell them our family addiction at the moment?
Watching Harry Potter.
No. Candy Crush?
Oh.
It's not Candy Crush. It's Candy Crush, but it's not Candy Crush. But it's like a fun little game that I think you downloaded so our daughter could, like, you guys could play together.
Yeah.
And then I was having a bad day.
Castle.
It's called Royal Match.
Yeah, there you go.
But I'm pretty sure it's just Candy Crush reskinned. But yeah, it was something that she could play. And then I was having a bad day, and you were like, "Hey, sit here and play this with her." And then I was like, "Oh, that's kind of fun." And so I
It's
downloaded
one of those
it.
just time sinks, man.
It is. I time box myself though, and I'm like, okay, we're sitting down, like we ate dinner. I'm gonna give myself 15 minutes after dinner, and then I got to get up and like do dishes and do things because otherwise my whole night is gone, and I don't have that kind of time. But it is nice. It's nice to have like a little escape.
So
Ooh, it's getting closer. Donnie's still in the
Donnie was
lead,
ahead
though.
a lot.
Got 20 votes
he's
on
a-
it. All right.
50, 45, 55.
Let's talk. Peter's here, so let's talk about why Batu West is best. They got a new drink. They got a new drink at Oga's today.
Yeah.
Why? Why do they have to do that?
But, I mean, because they knew we're coming, so.
Oh, the other thing is and here's what I think is really cool about Batu West is that, or not Batu West, but the land, the world in which it's built, which is Disneyland. Haunted Mansion is coming out, and so they have characters of the Haunted Mansion characters.
Oh yeah, the
posters. They have the tightrope ghost. They have the bride out there, just like in the lawn, just chatting with people as they're in the line. How cool is that?
Yeah,
I want that. Austin says you're expecting Mikey to win by a lot. I feel like everybody loves Mikey as a kid, and then the older you get, you're like, I appreciate different turtles, but Mikey still rules.
I like the what is it? Again, I don't know when the years that came out, but the 2014 series that came out, it was voiced by Greg Cripes, Beast Boy.
Sipes. I don't know. Beast Boy.
Yeah. And so.
Good night, Austin. Wait. Who does Beast Boy voice?
Mikey.
No.
Yeah.
What? Wait, was our daughter watching Turtles earlier today? Because I heard Beast Boy.
She could have been.
I don't think she was watching Teen Titans.
It's Olga's birthday.
Oh. Okay, I thought Dano mentioned Olga's birthday, but I feel like Olga's birthday was made like a bigger deal of last year. Like, was it the first time that Olga's birthday was celebrated last year? Because I felt like I saw more about it online. I also have not been online as much today. So, but now I kind of want to go to Olga's, try a new drink.
Yeah.
I don't know. But then also tomorrow is some of the San Francisco food is debuting.
We'll go try it out.
I know. Patrick, I don't know what happened. I don't know why you're not coming, but we will miss you. You go see Indiana Jones in Adventureland.
Oh yeah, they have a Indy out there.
Oh yeah, he's meeting, right? Okay, they did make more of a deal of it last year. Okay, so I'm not totally crazy. I don't know that I've watched the Indiana Jones video yet. I think the last one, I can't remember the last one we watched. We must have watched that one.
It was, I think before the collection one.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a big trip. That's the other piece of it. We may wrap a little early today. We have not packed. Like, at all. The droid is packed.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
The important thing.
Yeah. We still have to figure out our costumes. I think I'm going to bring Betty. I think I might cosplay as Betty. I just need to figure out a packing situation that will allow for me to bring Betty also. Did we watch the last movie? The last Indiana Jones movie? We have not.
We have not.
No. That's why. Yeah, we haven't. What was the last movie we saw in the theaters? It wasn't Super Mario. It was Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
That was what we watched because it didn't have an end credit scene, and I don't know why, but that stood out to me. What do you mean you don't have an end credits? And then the next one we'll watch will be Turtles. All kids movies.
Yeah.
That's been the nice thing is like our daughter is old enough now that we can take her to the movies.
Yeah.
Also, and she actually sits through it. So that's been a treat, but that's also kind of limited us to the types of movies we've gone to go see. But that's all right. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun week. Oh, we should also do a little bit of housekeeping while we're here. Because of the trip that we're about to take, we will not be recording an episode for next week. So typically we do like an episode and then a live and then an episode and a live like every other week. So next week.
So yeah, our episode may get pushed a week.
Yeah, may get pushed a week. We'll probably end up going live.
We might switch where it's like another live next week and then the episode is after.
After that. I think that's probably the best. But then we're also not going to be going live on Tuesday of next week. We'll go live probably the Wednesday because we got plans on Tuesday.
So
we're busy.
I mean, it may be like a whole Thank the Maker, show because everybody will probably be back.
Finally, like,
Yeah.
chilling. Can I borrow your kids so I don't look like a weirdo watching kids' movies by myself? I feel like a lot more people go watch movies by themselves now, though. Or, like, I feel like the pandemic's let us, like, you know what? I like this thing. I'm just going to like it. Don't feel weird going to see movies by yourself.
Do a live at Mosh.
Oh, so we are. We're going to be doing a live the morning of Mosh. So we're going to be going live at 11 a.m. Pacific time from a pirate ship. So weird.
Yeah.
That's such a weird sentence to say. But we have been invited out by New Belgium, which is the brewing company that makes Voodoo Ranger beer. And they are, sponsoring Mosh, but they've invited us out to do a live stream from their, they like rent out and deck out this like entire pirate ship in San Diego.
That's going to be cool.
It's going to be cool. It's going to be absolute chaos. Like, I have no idea what to expect out of this live stream, but it's going to be a good time. It's going to be the whole crew together doing it, or the crew that's going to be in San Diego doing it. So it's going to be, I don't know exactly where we're doing it yet. It may just go to like the Mosh Eisley Instagram account. We may do it to one of the YouTube channels. It's very up in the air because there's a lot of variables. We just got to get there and figure out what they have and what we're bringing with us. But yeah, Hondo coordinated that. So we'll be out drinking pirate beer, San Diego on a ship. Are you doing a live stream? Is it the Star of India? I don't know what the ship is. Ask Hondo. Hondo's here. Hondo, do you know what the ship is? But yeah, so we'll be doing that. We've got Mosh Eisley. It's so great that it's finally here because we've been working on this particular Mosh Eisley for, it feels like almost a year. I don't think it's been quite that long, but it's probably been about 9 months that we've been working on it. And we'll have a fun little announcement at the end of Mosh.
It's exciting. Yeah.
I'm very excited, but we do need to go pack. And we need to get up early. Our flight's pretty early tomorrow.
All right.
So I don't know. Do you want to keep hanging out? Do you want to keep doing some laminates?
No, we just call it there. Now that we find out that Donnie
reigns supreme.
Austin was right.
He is. He's the ultimate turtle.
So.
The total mint of champions. But yeah, so that's it. I mean, what did we take out of this live stream? Donnie is superior.
Yeah.
Chasing Black Series helmets in the wild is
pretty fun.
A high that we have not experienced since the week.
I don't know. We might have another adventure coming up because of the recent conversation that we had, the turtles. I think I saw that there's like microwave or oven pizzas like that are turtle themed. So there might be another adventure coming up. We will see.
Are we just going to be like weird? We're going to be like the comfort food channel where it's like, we love chicken tendies and we eat freezer pizza.
Someone has to do it.
It's going to be what we're known for. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. It's been a little bit of a wild stream. We're like right in the middle of chaos. Turtles Rock, Steven's Adventures. Maybe that becomes a series. Steven's Adventures.
I like it.
But we will be live streaming. Let me talk directly to you. We will be live streaming on Friday morning, 11 a.m. Pacific time. I'm not sure what channel we're going to be on, but we will be going live. We will be sharing that on the Mosh Eisley Instagram. And then we will be covering Mosh Eisley Friday night at Music Box in San Diego as one of the after parties for Comic-Con, which is just absolutely surreal that we're doing this. It's happening. We're so excited. So thank you all, and we will see you next time.
Where were you, Ash?